talk shoes. Recorded live.
Hey everyone, this is Tiffany, and you're listening to Mega Bob right here on The Bob Show.
In a world where everyone's focused on what's wrong, here comes your hour of everything that's right. Live from Burbank, California to your favorite stars, it's The Bob Show.
B is for Bob, A is for alright, U is for uncontrollable, B is for bizarre. Put it together and what have you got? B-A-U-B Radio.
And now, here's your host, Bob Merrick.
It's true.
Amazing. Love it.
It's true.
I love your crown, too.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Hello to all the monkeys out there. It is Monday, March 28th, 2011, and have we got a big show tonight. Sitting next to me is my friend, Miss Lisa Raphael. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Bob.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited.
Now, for everybody out there listening, there's something very important that you need to know about who Lisa is, aside from the fact that she just took some really cool photos of the 100 monkeys who are our guests this evening. She took some great pictures that you can see on, it's raphaelfilms.com.
It is.
And then click on music.
Music.
And then
scroll to page 4.
Scroll to page 4 and you'll see some great photos that she took last week of 100 monkeys. But that's not the important thing to notice. The important thing to note is that Lisa is the reason the Bob Show exists.
I'm very flattered.
Let me say that again. Lisa is the reason the Bob Show exists. Lisa was the one who, she was a producer at a little company called Live Video. It was actually called something else, but it was livevideo.com. And she is the one who approached me and said, Bob, you should have your own show. I'd love to produce it. Come on down. And it was a totally crazy, bizarre experience that, for the most part, I'd like to forget. But but the good news is because of that, that eventually became this. And this is our 73rd episode. And I love doing this. I love bringing the audience close to some of their people that they love. And I love sharing this and sharing the energy, and I love that you guys are always so great in the chat room and showing up every week. And so I thank you, Lisa, because you're the catalyst.
Well, you're welcome. You certainly deserved it, and I was happy to work with you, and I'm so happy to see that it's turned into this great thing that I have nothing to do with now.
Except for now, here you are.
There, yeah, full circle.
Full circle as my co-host. Now, how do you know 100 Monkeys? You know them?
Well, a funny thing is, one of my BFFs happened to be on the road with one of their people's boyfriends. It's a twisted, sordid
Always
tale.
Something
but
like that.
Yeah, so I got the opportunity to go shoot them at the Roxy show, and it was just a fluke, and I showed up, and there they were, and they had hundreds of fans that just were going nuts over them, and it was kind of crazy.
Now, they've got to say, and I've got to say, especially to all of you that are listening right now, their fans, they are mobilized. It's been a long time since I've seen a fan base this mobilized. And that would be because of the fact that, let's see, when Jeff and Jordan from Big Brother were on, they had people in the chat room from early in the morning all day long. And when David Archuleta was on, they had people in the chat room all day long. But 100 Monkeys you have been tweeting, and you guys have been promoting, and you have been in the chat room all day long. And I just say congratulations, because that is a good fan base. And so 100 Monkeys they're lucky. So I'm excited to meet them. I'm excited to chat with them. I believe we have all 5 of them calling in just a couple minutes. And so you guys we'll talk to them. You guys have been emailing me questions. We're going to get to those questions, maybe take a couple phone calls. I can't promise anything because it might get a little bit too crazy since there's already going to be 5 people on, but we're going to do my best and have some fun tonight. A couple things I also wanted to say in the chat room right now is one of my most loyal baubles. She's been with me since the beginning, and today is her birthday. And not only is today her birthday, but she is also the one who is responsible for getting 100 Monkeys on the show. She went to see them in Texas and said you guys would be great on the Baub Show. She loves them. And so a big happy birthday shout out to Allison. She's in the chat room. Allison, thank you so much for being so great and for always being so supportive and showing up week after week. I appreciate it, and I know that everyone in the chat room I see right now, they're giving you a lot of birthday love, as they should. So here you are having your birthday with 100 monkeys and another couple of other 100 monkeys that are here in the chat room eating bananas and celebrating with you. I also want to say another big thank you to Michael Buckley, who was on last week. What a great show. It was one of my favorite shows. If you guys didn't listen to it, you can listen to it on iTunes. You can listen to it here on the site and the archives. Michael Buckley is one of the top shows on YouTube. Subscribe to him. He does What the Buck, but he also does Buck Factor and a few other things. He's got tons of stuff going on, but he's so great and he was so generous. And we did like sort of a, I guess you would call it like a advice. He was just, his fans were just sort of calling in. They were all very young, and he was so gracious in the way he handled them. And he was just really, really terrific. So I love Michael Buckley, and I want to say just another great big thank you to him. And now here is the most stunning piece of news in my life. Now, everybody knows that the reason that I do this show is because I want to be the antithesis of somebody else who has made a name for themselves in pop culture. And I've done a very good job of not saying anything bad about that person, because then that would be basically missing the point. That being said, hell did freeze over on Saturday night, and I did attend Perez Hilton's birthday party. And I know that you guys have all been very like, what the hell happened? You hate him, blah, blah, blah. First of all, I don't hate him, because to hate would be to, again, negate my cause. But that being said, my very dear friend is Debbie Gibson. He invited Deb to perform. I didn't have a lot of choice, so I went with a big open mind, and I actually had a great time. I avoided having to hang out with him or see him, but the coolest part of the evening is one of my favorite people is Macy Gray, and Macy Gray was there performing, and she has a brand new song, and she has a new album coming out, and it's called B.O.B., and it's Battery Operated Boyfriend. But here's the best part. She keeps referencing Bob, and she says B is for Bob, kind of like my theme song, and then it's like O is for something, and right. B is for something else. But point being, it made my night. So that's what happened. Nothing has changed. You're not going to see Perez and I friends or anything, but you will see me singing a song about vibrators very, very quickly in the future, because Macy Gray completely made my day. And as soon as I have her on the show, which will be very soon, I'm going to make her do like a remix where it's going to be like she's going to sing the Battery Operated Boyfriend and a little bit of B.A.U.B., because that's the way I want it to be. Other news I will share at the end of the show. What I'm going to do in the meantime is this is going to be very tricky, so I want you guys to all be very patient with me, and in post-production I'm going to edit this part out. But I'm going to do my very best here to see if I can't rustle up not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 monkeys. And so with any luck, on the phone with me right now, how many monkeys do I have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Awesome!
Yay!
Now we just need to find 95 more. Okay, so I don't even know how. First of all, this is really cool, and I'm really glad that you guys are doing this, and I thank you very much. But I got to say, I've never had a full band on like this, so I'm just going to ask forgiveness up front for not figuring out anybody's voices. But just know, I don't know if any of you are in front of your computers, we've got a nice full chat room. They have been here since noon today, and you guys are loved.
Oh, that's all back. That's all good.
It's all good. Now, you must be Uncle Larry. Ask me how I know.
I don't know. How do you know?
You might have the one voice that I can pick out.
Well, I take that as a great compliment, and I thank you.
As you should, because the other four are, I won't know. The other four, I'm just going to call them all Ben, because I think that my odds are higher of getting one of them right.
Uncle Larry is sexy. Love that voice.
Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but sitting next to me is my friend Lisa, who actually shot some photos of you guys last week at the Roxy.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, how are you guys?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, and I'm sure the rest of us are.
Well, it was a thrill shooting pictures of you guys. You're very amazing on stage, and your musical talents. I can't believe how many instruments each one of you plays. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. We have a good time.
And how did you guys? Now I know that everybody out there, because we have some diehard fans of you guys, but there's a lot of new people because that are here for my show that come every week that have possibly never heard of you. How long have you guys been together as a band, and how did this all come about?
Well, it all started about 3 years ago, I guess. It was probably even before that. But we all kind of, the Bens and myself met at high school together at Interlochen Arts Academy, and then we all kind of came together in Los Angeles, and I'd been jamming with Jared Anderson for a long time, and Finn and I did a movie with Lawrence, and we just kind of we all had different kind of instrument tastes and the way we like to play, and we just started jamming with one another, and that's kind of how it all came about.
And how did you guys, I'm always curious about this, how do you guys find your sound? Which you guys have a very distinct sound. I'm going to go on a limb here, and hopefully I won't get in trouble for this, but you guys sound like the Doors, which I think is a compliment, at least on the recorded version stuff that I've heard. But how does a band really come together and find their sound?
I looked under a bed. Found some sound.
Just found some sound? But you know what I mean, as far as, is there like a sensibility where you guys are also kind of come together and say, I mean, like, what if one of you wanted to do, Lady Gaga electric music and the other one wanted to do Bon Jovi covers? Like, is there, like, how do you figure out your flavor?
Well, it's cosmic vibrations.
Yeah,
cosmic vibrations.
It's what 100 Monkeys is. It's a theory of spread consciousness. And whether it's a group of 2 people or a group of 5 people or a group of 1 million people, you can all share the same idea very profoundly. And when you find that rhythm, your sound and your personality develops into what it is. And that's very much what this band is about.
I like that. That's a very sufficient and succinct answer that I like. We've got, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this, because I know you guys are having a hard time trying to figure out who to talk first and are talking over each other. So I guess what I'll do is maybe I'll just go, because I've got a ton of questions here from fans that have been writing in, and maybe I'll pick a person to answer. How's that? Let's see. Actually, let's start with Megan McCarty from Pentacon, Canada, which also another cool thing. You guys have got fans all over the globe. Like, there's people from Chile, there's people all over in the chat room right now. But Megan wants to know, what would you want to have written on your tombstone? And let's just go around the room on that one. Let's start with Uncle Larry.
What I would like to have on my tombstone, musician.
Musician. And Jared?
I like cheese.
Here lies Jared. He liked cheese. Jackson.
I think just I don't know.
Speechless. How about Ben J?
About he had a good time. A good time could be had.
I like that. That's a double sentence. Like, keep it that way. He had a good time, and it was a good time to be had. Ben G.
Here's to all the ties we've tied, and those we've tied too tight we'll set aside tonight. You drink. Yeah.
He's apparently in a mausoleum.
Yeah.
A really large one.
Fortunately, Jackson didn't use a lot of letters, so maybe you can have some. You'll be using some of his. Let's see. What's that?
Oh, Ben can share my coffin. That's fine.
Perfect. Let's see. Katie S. from Florida wants to know, who is it that came up with Messy Paper Plate for the chorus of the fair? Let's see. Ben J., do you have an answer on that one?
Well, Ben G came up with that, I think.
Oh, well then shut up. Ben G, what do you got on that? I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, I think I wrote that lyric. I remember doing that, yeah.
But you don't know, was there any story behind it?
Yeah, it's just kind of the idea of being a person at a large kind of carnival event. Sort of gives you the feeling of being a messy used paper plate, when you walk around those large festivals and you feel all greasy and tired and see-through and, just the feeling of over-enjoying yourself at a large carnival.
I like to think of life as a large carnival then. Ben J, we'll do this one for you. From Stephanie Lure, what are some of the stranger items you guys have been asked to sign?
Oh, well, let's see. There are many. There have been some strange body parts. There's always like toys and I don't know. Help me out, Ben. Can you think of a good one?
Sign phones, cameras, purses, work IDs, state IDs, dollar bills.
Oh, don't tell them that.
Yeah, that's illegal. But people in the chat room are saying you've signed a lot of boobs. Is that true?
Yes.
Like, do girls just like lift up their tops, or do they pull down their how does that work?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Sign
You're very creative with it.
I have a question.
And then you do it.
And then you do it. What's
I have a question. I'll direct it at Jackson. What's the craziest thing a fan has ever done to get your attention?
The craziest thing, screamed my name very, very loudly on a public street, and sometimes, judging on the kind of loudness or the desperation in the voice, I will choose to pretend my name is Ben and keep walking.
That's awesome.
That George Clooney always taught me. I shouldn't say what he taught me, but basically it's never unless if they've made eye contact with you, you can't hear them. And how do you guys feel? Speaking of all this signing stuff, Allison Metroke, she sent me a photo of it that I haven't forwarded on, but she has recently got a tattoo right across the top of her ass that says 100 monkeys. How does that make you guys feel? Anyone?
Like a shining star.
Is that like a marker for a success and like you've arrived now that you've been tattooed on somebody's body?
It's more of a commitment to the future.
Yes, it is definitely that.
Yeah, we can't let her down now,
Yeah, you can definitely never break up. Like it can never become like 95 monkeys or something. Like you guys, like you're bonded now. You have to stay together.
That's a fact.
It's true. Let's see. Mitch in the UK. Let's do. Who haven't I done in a while? It's Jared. You haven't spoken up in a bit. Mitch in the UK. In almost every interview I've ever seen or read of yours, you always get asked about the band name. Everyone knows how it came about, but I would like to know what was it about the 100th monkey effect that prompted you to epitomize it in the band name? That is wordy, but that's yours, Jared. Do you need me to say that again? I feel like we're on Jeopardy all of a sudden.
That question goes beyond my intelligence level. Can't answer that. Actually, it makes sense that it would go along with our style of music and our style of wanting to involve the fans in the music and the fun that we have. It's the collective consciousness that Ben so eloquently, almost as if he looked it up on Wikipedia and recited it earlier, expressed. And it just, it just makes sense that we would epitomize the definition of the name. How about that answer? Did that work?
It seems to work, and I think he's in the chat room hearing it. So I think it works by me. That's for sure. But I'm not right. I don't know that I'm the be all end all on these. How about Laura D would like to know what would you like to do an improv song about? I'm guessing, do you guys do a lot of improv during your live shows?
Every show.
Every show. So let's go back to you, Uncle Larry. What's an improv song that you would like to do an improv? Although if you knew about it now, then it wouldn't really be improv, would it?
would it have to be something new just to tell you, or can I give you an example of one of it we have done
why don't you tell me one of your favorite improv songs that you have done? I think that's a better way to go on this one.
I have to go with this one called Jello. Jello was just really, really, it was fun to do. All of them are fun to do. We all enjoy each and every last one of us because it's, how can you not enjoy something impromptu like that, fresh, born anew. But Jello had to stick out in my head, I would say.
What was so special about Jello? Because it's obvious everybody in the chat room saying yellow Jello. They were all apparently it's notorious.
Well, see, though they all are created right off the wall, it would be hard. I guess there's no particular thing. It was just something fun and funny about it, and it was just a cute song.
and the vibe and about the way it works.
Song. All of the vibe, and it was all good. Everybody enjoyed it, and I'm glad to know that too. But we enjoyed it too. It's enough for me to even bring it up again.
That's very, very true, and that sounds good to me. Let's see. Here we go. Jackson, this one will go to you. How about that? This is from Katie. So 3 of you have starred in movies. All of you composed for Girlfriend. I know a couple helped produce that too. Would any of you want to direct a movie at some point? I guess it's would any of you, but Jackson, let's start with you.
Yeah, I think, we're all multifaceted in terms of our artistic endeavors. I mean, you go to a live show of ours, you see how we all kind of flow seamlessly from instrument to instrument, and I think it's just, it's one of the things about the arts that we love to do is to entertain. I think we're all, born entertainers, as Steve Martin says, born standing up. And I think, I can definitely speak for myself and say I would love to direct, and I plan to. So I hope that answers your question, Katie.
Yeah, I'm glad that you acknowledge that it's Katie, because these are their questions. Does anybody else have any desire to direct?
Yeah, I would love to direct a movie. I don't know if anyone would trust me to direct a movie, but who wouldn't love an opportunity to do something like that?
Absolutely. So let's talk about. I'm gonna go off of some of these questions now for a second. You guys have a new album coming out, and I know that there's still not a release date for it yet. So unfortunately, for everybody out there in the chat room and listening live, it's coming soon. That's as much as we can give away. But can you guys talk about what the new album is and what fans can expect?
Yes.
Awkward silence.
Ben J, I'm going back to you for this one. How's that?
Talk about the album.
Yeah, Ben J, do you want to talk about the album? Or you can do Ben G. I don't care. Either Ben.
We're really excited about it. We worked on it for a long time. We recorded a lot of it in Los Angeles and down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And we're really excited for people to get to hear it because we're very proud of it. Like I said, we worked a long time on it. It's got some new songs. It's got some songs that we played live before we recorded them, and some of our fan favorites. So we're really excited for people to be able to hear those, and we're really excited for people to hear the new songs too. We recorded it with Scott the Scientist Coslet, who did an amazing job with it. He tracked it and mixed it and mastered it, and just can't wait for everyone to hear it.
And is it sort of a new sound, or is it sort of like the sound that your fans have come to know from you?
I would say it's an evolution in our sound. Our sound has changed a lot over the years. Our first album was really Monster Deluxe, which we recorded in an afternoon in the living room, and we've had a few different things since then. We've recorded some singles in the studio. We've recorded a live session in the studio, the Creative Control Sessions, and then our first studio album, Great. And I think as musicians and as songwriters and as, musicians in the studio, we've evolved and grown a lot since then. So I just kind of see it as the next step in 100 Monkeys sound.
Perfect. And I'll throw this over to you, Jared. You guys have a new book coming out. Can you what's the book about, and when is it coming out?
The book will be dropping soon. It's an epic novel, and it has a foreword written by Braden Bell, who toured with us for a bit, who's a brilliant writer, and we all collaborated together, and we used the thesaurus a lot to help us, poignantly describe this beautiful character-driven piece.
Is it really fiction? Like, what is it?
It's far from fiction.
It's far from fiction. So is it nonfiction about your touring life, maybe?
Potentially, yeah.
Everybody's life.
I'm sorry, I missed whoever said that. It's about what?
It's about everybody's life. I think anyone who's a human being can relate to the material in this book.
Or matter, if you will.
And are there a lot of photos, or is it really a lot of just text? Now you guys have me completely intrigued in this book.
Both.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's one of those things. Like I've said before, we all have kind of different backgrounds in instrumentation and in photography and in writing and poetry, and we just kind of all came together, kind of using the 100 Monkey ideology, and just kind of sat down and we're like, okay. How can we, create a work of literary merit that will, kind of stand up to our music? And so, it took a long time. It really did. We're pretty much just kind of like hold ourselves away and just, kept just kind of throwing ideas out and, piecing this book together.
Is it like one book that has like a continuing a thread of a story that goes all the way through it, or is it more like vignettes where there's like a short story and then maybe a poem and then maybe some, like, is it more like that? Because now I'm absolutely intrigued in this.
You're much like T.S. Eliot, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
It's definitely a common thread throughout it. It's hard to put into just like a sentence or two, because it is it's a novel, it's an epic book, and it's just kind of really hard to explain with a simple sentence. But it
sounds
is
really
something
cool.
that we're really excited about it. It's a work that I think we're all very, very proud of, and we can't wait to share it with the world.
And how did you come up with the idea? I mean, were you guys all just sitting around being like, we should write a book? Like, how did that come about?
Whiskey.
It's gotten me in a lot of trouble in the past too.
Well, you guys have done music. Oh.
Which?
Whoever that is, you're a little bit muffled.
Oh, that's me. I mumble.
What were you going to say, Lisa?
You guys have done music, film, books. I mean, is there something about you guys that we don't know that you're, choosing to sort of keep under the radar, or can we hear about what you guys have got going on other than those things?
We want to do it all. We want to perform in every medium possible, and we want to present it when the time is right, which may be a surprise, and maybe it's something that's anticipated. But the future will only tell.
Boy, no wonder your fans like you guys so much, because they're just you're constantly intriguing. So, do we have but the book is coming out sooner than later, right?
April 1st.
April 1st, also very soon.
Yes.
Oh, very exciting. And then, will you be doing any kind of press for the like book signings for the book?
Yes, of course.
Great. And then what about? I know everyone's asking, and I don't think we have any details about this, but when do you think you'll be making announcements about your upcoming tour?
In the next 3 weeks, we should be able to be announcing the dates for our next tour. We're hammering out the routing right now from city to city and making sure that every date works. And we're really excited for the amount of ground that we're going to cover and the performances that we're going to be able to bring to people in traditional venues and non-traditional venues in these cities. And it's going to be really exciting.
Well, I know your fans are very excited. Do you know, let's say, Gundy, I'll just read this, but because a lot of the questions that were sent in, and I'll just go through them, are about the where you guys will be touring. So mostly just so I can give them shout-outs. Gundy wrote, when will 100 Monkeys come to Europe, and which European cities do they plan to visit? We European monkey junkies are looking forward to it, and above all, we have bananas. So just so you know, they have bananas in Europe.
I love bananas. I did not know that.
And Darian Ralston wants you guys to do a show in Virginia. Jackie, that's a different one I'll come back to. I thought there was somebody else. Nikki Ray would like you guys to come to Puerto Rico. Lauren Riley would like you to come to New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And Rachel from Windsor would like you to come to Canada. So it's pretty incredible that you guys are popular all over. Christy in Kentucky would like to know if you could play at any venue in the world, where would it be?
My parents' house.
Which parent would that be? Meaning who said that?
This is Ben.
Hey.
Would it just be like in your parents' backyard? Because I'm sure we can arrange that.
Yes, that would be great. That would be fantastic.
Are there any outside of your parents' house? Are there any large venues that would be like a dream play? Like, a lot of people. I'll just say it because I did watch the Justin Bieber movie, and the entire thing was centered around getting themselves to Madison Square Garden. Like, performing at Madison Square Garden was their symbol of success. Do you guys have a venue that's like, once we play the Sydney Opera House, whatever it is, that'll sort of be like that's your place?
Well, I was.
And by the way, hang on, Uncle Larry, I'm sorry, but by the way, I did hear people snickering on the phone about the fact that I saw the Justin Bieber movie, and
along with Bieber fever that some Tylenol and Advil won't cure.
And a lot of whiskey. But okay, now Uncle Larry, you can tell me the venue.
I would say the world.
The world.
Yep.
Where's that venue?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So we've gone from A Ben's backyard to the world.
Hey.
I will let you guys know you'll never be disappointed in any of this.
Well, I think the honest answer is that, there's not a specific location that, we really have in mind. I think in the modern entertainment world of new media, I think, honestly, just being able to play a concert like the Spencer Bell Legacy concerts and have it streamed around the world and have everyone all the way from Puerto Rico to Chile to Europe and France and Norway and the States and Canada and Australia, everybody streaming the shows at the same time. I think that's one of the most amazing things that I've ever been a part of. And and I think that's honestly the stage that I think we've all kind of really wanted to be a part of, and to be able to share the music of an incredible artist like Spencer Bell with the entire world and have them all watching at the same time. That's really what the 100 Monkey Effect is about.
Can you and I've read up on who Spencer Bell is, but can you again, since there's a lot of people listening that aren't familiar with you guys, can you sort of give a little backstory on who Spencer Bell is?
Spencer Bell was a dear friend of ours who passed away a few years ago from adrenal cancer. And it's a very rare form of cancer, but he left behind a legacy of art, poetry, and especially music that through the course of the years we've been able to put out because of fan support, and we've been able to raise a lot of money for adrenal cancer research, and we've been able to actually through the work of Dr. Gary Hammer encourage pharmaceutical companies to finally after 40 years, create a new drug for adrenal cancer research. And, and it's really just about putting the art out there, because if you type in Spencer Bell into iTunes, for instance, I mean, you'll be able to hear pure heart and soul, and just an incredible singer-songwriter who was taken way before his time.
Yeah, and, how old was he? He was very young, right?
About 20.
20, yeah. That's incredible. I'm gonna look him up because I haven't listened to any of his stuff. I had just read about him on your website.
I've heard any of his music. I mean, Ben Johnson, Ben J, just like one of the latest albums he's produced. It was it Live and Wasted?
Live Art Fleetwood was released 2 days ago in Austin, Texas. The most recent SBL. It's Spencer's third posthumous album. Fourth posthumous album. So his library of work is still just barely tapped, and there's a lot that's to be released. And the reactions that have come from people who've been able to hear this new music that's being released and remastered by Scott, who again does an amazing job of recovering tracks. Most of these were recorded on a microtape recorder in a basement in Fleetwood, New York, and he's made them sound absolutely fantastic. I would suggest anyone who's listening right now to go to SpencerBellLegacy.com and get yourself a copy, because it will change your world.
And is it something that you guys are just involved in, or do you guys sort of have the rights to it? How is that working?
I think it's in the position where this wonderful artwork is here, and we're very close with Spencer's family, of course, and it just so happens that we're the people with the tools and the knowledge of how to produce and release music, and so we've taken on the task of making sure that this happens, because it's so very, very, very important that everybody in the world hears this music. So we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to hear these songs and to read these poems and see these pictures and hear these stories.
I think that's incredible. I do want to say that I'm very impressed, because there's a lot of this stuff that I did not know going into this show about how well-rounded you guys were as far as really with the arts, and it's sort of a step above just beyond forming a band and playing some music. It's very, very impressive, because again, that's to me why I'm doing this show, is to celebrate the things that people are doing and that they're doing right, and not and not focusing on all of the celebrity gossip and the really sort of the stupid stuff. And I'm very, very impressed with what I'm hearing from you guys. Katie, she wrote that aside from Spencer Bell, who else are some of your heroes?
There are many heroes. I mean, in life, many people just kind of really inspire you. I think it's as cliche as it is to say, my parents are definitely huge heroes for me, and just kind of they raised me and my sisters around the world. Like every 2 years we'd pick up and move, and they kept us all together, and and they're very, very conservative, and they raised some kind of crazy artistic children. So they did it with just pure love, and I think my parents are my heroes, man.
That's first of all, as it can be as cliche as it want. As cliche as it needs to be. I don't think enough people are thanking their parents these days, to tell you the truth. So it's a very, very good thing. Do any of you else do any others of you want to chime in with any specific heroes you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, this is Uncle Larry, and I would say to also family members of mine too as well. My mom being first, she's the one that exposed me at a very, very young years to become a professional musician, and I would say with the aid of my two, also my one of my youngest brothers, Pony, and between him and I, and my mom, we made a lot of music happen. So I have to say those two.
Awesome. Anyone else?
I could only just give the open answer that the heroes in my life are everywhere. I'm standing next to one now, and I'm talking to 6 or 7 or 8 of them on the phone, and I know that a few thousand are listening. Everybody has that ability within them to make the world a better place every second of every day, and I see it happening all the time, relentlessly. People are making these wonderful things happen, and it's just fantastic. What else more could you ask for in the world?
So true.
I could not agree more. Have any of you seen the new documentary I Am from Tom Shadyac?
No.
I highly recommend looking it up. It was here in LA last week. It was only here for like a week. It is an incredible, incredible movie. Tom Shadyac is he was the director who directed like Ace Ventura and like Evan Almighty and Patch Adams and Liar Liar. He did all these Jim Carrey movies, made millions and millions of dollars. And then he was out riding his bike, and he got he ended up with that post-traumatic concussion syndrome that a lot of people actually end up committing suicide from, because it's really debilitating. And long story short, he made this incredible documentary, and it's all about how we are all connected. And basically, it's sort of like combining what people have always talked about in spirituality for a very long time, but he actually took it from a scientific standpoint and really ask the question, what's wrong with the world and what are we doing to make it better, or what can we do to make it better? And it's a lot about what you were just saying, which is why it just came into my mind, and I just saw it last week. And I feel like you guys would really love it. So if you get a chance, if it's in a city that you're at, try and see it, because it's a really incredible documentary. And it's just he goes around and he talks to a bunch of scientists and scholars and about sort of how we're all connected and how we've really sort of made ourselves disconnected from each other and kind of created hierarchies and try to everybody's like in competition with each other, and instead it really kind of reminds you, no, we're all supposed to be here as a community and being together. And again, I said it at the top of the show, you guys have an incredible community for a fan base, because I've been doing this show for the last couple of years now, and what I've seen from your fan base compared to a lot of the other fan bases that I've seen, you guys, they're loyal, but they're also kind, and they're kind to one another. And what I'm appreciating, and this is again me just projecting here, it's obviously coming from you guys, and so. I commend that. I really do. So it's a hard conversation to have, though, because of having, with you guys being 5 different people, there's a lot of pauses and stuff. So that's why I'm just kind of rambling on there. But I felt very compelled to share that with all of you. Thank you. Absolutely. Angie, this is a fun question now that we've gone a little deep and heady there for a moment. Angie, and I'll go around the room again. If you had to choose a theme song for your life, what would it be and why? And it cannot be a 100 Monkeys song. Her rules, not mine. Let's start with you. Let's start with Ben G.
I would go with It's a Small World After All. Seems like everywhere I go, you're running into people who you met a million miles away, and then there they are. Where if they're not someone you've met before, they know someone you know. And, it all ties into the same thing. Everyone's a really wonderful person. It's a small, beautiful place we live in.
I like it. Normally that song annoys me, and now all of a sudden I feel inspired by it. Ben J., you're next.
It's a hard question to answer, but how about The Rotten Harvest by Spencer Bell? I know it's pretty close to home, but I think that's a pretty great song for that.
I'm making notes to look it up so I can listen to it later. Jackson, how about you?
Well, I didn't want to, keep going down the heady road, but I guess I have to. The Beatles. Why don't we do it in the road? I mean, because no one will be watching us. Why don't we do it in the road?
I don't know how heady that is, but unless if we do mean the other kind of heady. But Jaron, I'm jumping straight. This is the other thing, too, just so we can be clear. People always think that because I choose to do a positive spin on this show, that means that I'm all Pollyanna. It couldn't be further from the truth. I just like to focus on the good stuff. Doesn't mean I don't have a completely dirty mind. Jared, how about you?
It's a man's world.
It's a man's world. Any reason why?
Because it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
Ooh. Jared knows how to work his audience. I'll give him that much. And Uncle Larry, how about you?
Well, I would like to say, let's say, My Love Has Butterfly Wings.
Who sings that?
I've heard, first off, it started off as instrumental, and that's by John Clemens. And I guess within the last 2 to 3 years, someone finally put some lyrics to it, and I found the union between the two very, very beautiful union. So I would say that. Fun. I don't know who sung it though.
Well, I certainly don't either, but I'm gonna look it up. See, I'm literally making notes here. Juju Bean Candy. That was her name that she came in with. What's the strangest thing you guys have received from a fan?
Ooh, me.
We'll take it.
We were living in this hotel in Los Angeles, all of us, the Highland Gardens Hotel, and we received from a very dear friend of ours in Puerto Rico some bottles of what were meant to be homemade eggnog, but the shipping company broke the eggnog. So we got this, it's a large box, about the size of a television, showed up to the hotel, and it's dripping this milky, boozy stuff at the bottom of the box. And we set it on the table, and we're all kind of standing around and going, what possibly could be in this box. We opened it, and it was like some kind of mixture of rum and eggnog and packing peanuts. And we looked through it and eventually realized what it was meant to be. But I think upon reception, the box of eggnog soup and packing peanuts was the most interesting thing we've received.
Now here's the question: what did you guys end up doing with it?
We drank as much of it as we could.
I had a feeling that I was envisioning either swimming in it or some kind of like twisted mud wrestling. Like that's where I was going with it. But I knew there was no way that it just got thrown out. Let's see, going down my list here. Eileen Hernandez wants to know, is there a funniest moment in the band?
Funniest moment?
Yeah, like has there been like a really funny experience or maybe like a backstage antic or a practical joke?
That's ongoing. That's ongoing.
Every day just gets funnier.
Every day just gets funnier. I like that.
Well, I think it's actually interesting. On our last tour, it was our first tour in a tour bus, and it was, like we had a lot of fun with that. But 3 days into it, it was kind of obvious that when you cram 100 monkeys into one bus, it smells like 100 monkeys. In one. And that was kind of funny, but not like a ha-ha funny. That was like a really? We smell that bad funny?
Who's when you guys are on the bus, who's the dirtiest?
Ben Grobner.
And who's the neatest?
Lawrence.
And who farts the most?
Gus.
Gus.
Gus? I'll take it. Jackie in Virginia wants to know, she just got back from Walt Disney World, and she wants to know if everyone has a favorite ride at Disney.
They got Splash Mountain.
Teacups are great.
Splash Mountain and the teacups. No, It's a Small World.
That's actually my favorite.
Mine too.
Last time I was on the Small World ride, some kids were smoking drugs right behind me in the ride.
Oh,
Smoking drugs. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can't even imagine what they were smoking at this point. This is not that kind of show.
That's right.
And I'm sure you didn't ask them to partake or inhale deeply. Lori Roberts wants to know, as the band's popularity grows, I suppose I should figure out who's going to answer this. Jackson, how about you go with this one? As the band's popularity grows and you find it's necessary to choose larger venues for shows so everyone has a chance to see your concerts, will you still continue to play for your fans at the smaller, more intimate establishments as well?
Yeah, that's actually a conversation we've definitely had recently. Is as this whole beast kind of grows, we want to definitely maintain that immediate contact with our fan base, and I think it's one of those things that we like to do, and we really want to utilize new media in order to do it. So basically, if people follow, and I hate saying this, but people follow our Twitter, we do like surprise shows all the time. Like last time we were in Portland, Oregon. We tweeted a surprise show, and we played for a group of like maybe 20 fans outside of a donut shop, and that was just extremely fun. Just kind of a spur of the moment show that's almost like busking. And
that would be really cool.
Yeah, so basically we want to kind of keep that going. So yeah, we're going to play 1,000-seat venues and hopefully one day even more. But we're also going to be continually playing record stores, donut shops, bowling alleys, like little old rundown movie theaters, like anything that we can find, we will play, and just for our fans who want to find out. And at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter if we're playing to 2 people or to 2,000 people. It's just we love like entertaining. So it doesn't matter how many people are out there. And it's really nice to have a smaller group, because then you can make eye contact with everybody and see everybody and meet them. It's really inspiring to meet your fans.
Well, and it's a really cool use. Also, there's always the constant conversation of the positives and the negatives, and a lot of times people like to focus on the negatives of social media, things like Facebook and Twitter and whatnot. But then along comes something, like a moment like this, like I can only imagine, when I was much younger and really following certain bands and whatnot, how cool it would be to find out, surprise performance here, on the street corner in front of a donut shop, and especially when I lived in smaller towns besides LA, how cool that would be, and to really be able to connect like that.
Next left.
Somebody's in the car. I hope you have your headset on.
I was lost and I had to find out where I was going.
Do you need us to type in directions? We've got a computer here if you need help. Although then I guess we would be giving away your location, so ixnay on that. Just a couple more questions, and then we're gonna play a new song from you guys and let you guys all get back to your evening. But Jamie Becker has a quick question. She wants to know, do you know when SBL Michigan is going to be happening?
We don't actually. We had a discussion this morning, laying out the dates for that, and we're very excited. It's going to be happening this summer in Michigan sometime, and we're just making sure that all the bands can make it there, and that it's going to be as excellent as possible. But it's definitely happening. We're just in the process of laying out which weekend is best to organize 8 to 10 bands arriving in the same city.
Fun. And same person wants to know, Jared, do you remember who your boneheads are?
Of course. Even though I myself am a bonehead, I do remember.
Okay, that's good. See, there's a lot of inside jokes between you guys as a band and your audience, and I'm just doing my best to navigate through them. But I'm so happy that there hasn't been a single weird thing that I've said that you guys haven't known what I was talking about. So I greatly appreciate that. So my favorite question that I love to ask all of my guests, and I'm going to go around the room, so you guys are each going to get a chance. So don't think that only one person is going to be answering this one. But this is my question. You are throwing a slumber party, and you get to invite 5 people, living or dead. Who would you invite? And let's start with Uncle Larry.
Okay, 5 people?
5 people, living or dead. They're going to come have a slumber party at your house.
Oh, okay. I will start with Miss Lady Billie Holiday.
Oh, nice one.
Miss Ella Fitzgerald.
There's going to be no slumber party, is there?
Yeah. I'm figuring out your vibe.
And let's say, living or dead?
Living or dead.
Oh, I will have to have the fancy Miss Nancy Wilson. And let me see, John Coltrane and Miles Davis.
So you're going to share all those women? You're at the last minute, you're going to share all those women? Because you were having a different kind of slumber party there for a minute.
Oh, yeah, because, see, the beauty part of that slumber party, well, after everybody, before they slumber, everybody get to play music.
Oh, I love it. That one, you might have the first slumber party that I've really wanted to go to, because that would be a cool night.
It would be monumental.
Yes, it would. Jared, you're up next.
Well, we'd have to have Jimi Hendrix, and then we would have to have Mr. Rogers.
Huh.
And then we'd have to have Marlon Brando, and then we'd have to have Sammy Davis Jr. And how many is that?
That's 4.
All right. And then Elvis.
Elvis. Can you believe that's the first time I've been at? This is my 73rd episode, and I've probably asked this question 50 times, and that's the first time that somebody said Elvis.
Awesome.
Jackson, how about you? Who are your 5?
Oh, there's this guy named Ben Grauper, this guy named Ben Johnson, this guy named Jared Anderson, this guy named Lawrence Abrams, and this master of recording and engineering named Scott the Scientist Coslet. I think that would be a fantastic slumber party to be a part of. We might even come out of it with another Monster Deluxe.
And since you get a fifth person, living or dead, I'm gonna throw Spencer Bell in there just for you, since you went down that road.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm a party planner on the side. Ben J, you're up next.
I would say the Three Stooges and Abbott and Costello, and I'll just let them duke it out.
Or at least laugh a lot. And Ben G, you're up last.
Well, I would invite Buzz Aldrin and Buzz Lightyear who are two famous astronauts. Well, I'd invite a famous actor named Tom Cruise, a highly regarded president, Abraham Lincoln, and then, of course, the Funky Snake Hips. Because I hear they're in this band called the Mistakes or the Mustaches. I can't quite understand what they were trying to spell, but I'd really like to hear what their band sounds like.
The Funky Snake Hips?
Funky Snake Hips.
Wow. I never heard of them.
Snake heads, right?
That sounds, again, that's why I love that question. Do you notice how even with 5 of you, nobody says the same thing? I love it. Irina, really quickly, she keeps asking, do you think there's any chance you guys are going to make it to Mexico on the next tour?
We don't know.
That's what I told her, but she didn't believe me. I kept saying they haven't announced the tour dates yet. I really thank you guys. We're gonna play. There's a song that we're gonna play here, which has debuted, so it's not brand new, but it's only been played once or twice. But do you guys want to talk? Does somebody want to talk about it? Like what it's about? How it was inspired? It's called "Wandering Mind."
Yeah, "Wandering Mind" is a song that we came up with on tour last spring, and it's actually some of the lyrics I came up with in the verse lyrics like years ago, and then we started jamming on it in a hotel room, and Jackson came up with some lyrics, and Jared came up with another chord progression part to it, and it's just a short little ditty, but yeah, it's a fun song. It's like it's a fun rock and roll song.
Awesome. And do you guys have any parting moments for anything you guys would like to say? You had a very full chat room right now, and a lot more people will be listening tomorrow when they can download the podcast. So I don't know. Should we go around the room and you guys can sort of say your goodbyes and maybe some shout outs to just your fan base in general? Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, then we'll go the other direction on my list. We'll start with the Bens. We'll go with Ben G.
Well, I would just like to thank all of our fans who are in here listening and who made it down to the most recent SBL show and who are going to make it out to shows in the past, present, and future. Because if it weren't for all of you wonderful people out there and your warm hearts, none of this would be possible. And so we thank you. We're your humble servants.
And Ben J, who, by the way, I've got a lesbian in the chat room right now who just says, even though she's a lesbian, that you make her knees weak. But what would you like to say to your fans?
Well, I'd like to go and add to what Ben was saying. And, we're more than lucky. We're blessed with amazing fans. It's like you were saying earlier in the show. And we really couldn't do it without them. And they inspire us and drive us to keep doing what we're doing. So thank you to everyone out there.
Nice. And Jackson?
That's the ticket, man, is to be an artist, you need to really just being on that stage is the audience, honestly, and we have the most incredible fan base, and they've been so sweet, kind to us, and so loyal, and just they bring us socks, they bring us like candy, they give us whiskey bottles. They literally just make our dreams come true, and without them, none of this will be possible, and they're absolutely just phenomenal. And I thank my lucky stars that we're able to know people like our fans and have them in our lives.
Nice. And Uncle Larry?
Well, I want to start by saying thank you all. I thank all of the beautiful, wonderful fans out there. You guys are some awesome creations, and we really, really, really love doing what we do for each other, from the stage to the audience. It's just one big, major love affair. So thank you for all of that love they've been given. And right back at you.
Awesome. And one final request, and then we're going to play your new song, Wandering Mind. It is one of my best. I call them my baubles because I've always been against the word fans, but my listeners are my baubles, and one of my most loyal, who has been here every week since the get-go, is Allison, and today is her birthday, and she met you guys at your Texas show, and she's the one who put this together and got me in touch with Lanny and everything else. Nice shout out to Lanny, by the way, who's been super awesome about making this happen. And I don't know if there's any way we can get a harmony going. Maybe this would be like a radio first. I don't know how it will work if everybody's going to be out of key, but maybe like a quick little like one verse of Happy Birthday to Allison, and then you guys can all say goodnight and go about your way. Should we try it?
Sure. Yes.
Are you guys game?
Okay. Someone count it in.
You guys are the musicians. I'm going to mute my microphone.
All right, guys, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear baby girl. Happy birthday to you.
Woohoo! That was amazing.
That was incredible.
It really was. It was so awesome that I really did have to mute our microphones because I was kind of laughing really hard. But it was it doesn't get any more special or fantastic than that. You guys were absolutely awesome, and I hope that when we can make we were we had to hold back a lot of the news today just because things just they're not quite ripe yet. But whenever you guys want to come back, I would love to have you guys back when we want to talk about new music and we can play new music and anything else you guys have going on. But I really appreciate you guys taking the time and sharing your really cool fans with me tonight. And thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. Highly appreciate it.
Big
group hug.
Group hug.
Big group hug. Big group hug. And with that, I say goodnight. What's that?
I feel the thrill.
Yeah.
I said I feel the thrill.
The thrill is gone. I know. See, I'm telling you, since the get-go, not only did I pick out your voice, I've got your vibe now. I've got your number.
Okay, that's a good number to keep.
Okay, so here's Wandering Mind with the very fantastic and the very artistic 100 Monkeys.
You were always in control. You were never out of hand. You were so damn perfect. It was hard to understand. Alright. Well, you always had a goal, and you always had a plan. And if you had that control, I'll never understand. Now you're talking like a man who's been walking the streets. Listen to beat on that hot concrete, singing songs, making bounds, going down. So I think you ought to know that I never held your hand. You were always in control. Don't ever understand. Mine is a wandering mind, 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 is a wandering mind. You were always in control. You were never out of hand. You were so damn perfect. It was hard to understand. Alright.
And that is 100 Monkeys' new song called Wandering Mind. And Tara Travis just reminded me I did something so terrible because I had so much going on because you guys were direct messaging me and everything else. I went around the room for everybody to say their goodbyes and their shout-outs, and I did not go back to Jared. Oh, my God. So to Jared, I publicly say I am so sorry, and I hope that his words were just ditto, and then I'll just share them with you. But we'll make sure that it gets out to you guys. But I'm sure Jared feels the same way as everybody else. What a nice and fun group of guys. Really, really fun. And thank you again, Allison, for putting me in touch with them. And I had no idea. I literally thought they were just going to be, a band and just, a little garage band playing some music and doing that kind of thing. Just a couple more things, and then we'll all say goodnight here. I want to let you guys know this is a true story. I will be on E! News tomorrow night.
Get out of here. What are you doing on E! News?
I'm going to stay here. I will be on E! News tomorrow night.
What did you do?
Dancing with Richard Simmons, and that'll be it'll be on E! News tomorrow. It's at 7 o'clock Eastern and 4 o'clock Western. For those of you who don't know, which is probably most of you, I exercise regularly with Mr. Richard Simmons and Juliana, I forget her name, Juliana DePandy or whatever.
Oh,
Rancic.
not Rancic.
Yeah. Well, I think she got married or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's doing specials this week on exercise classes, so I go into class like I normally do, and there she was with her e-camera, and they've been showing the trailer for it on TV, and it's on, so it'll be on tomorrow, so you can see me doing some aerobics. And on the aerobics news, I have finally decided that I am officially I'm getting my aerobics certification. I'm going to become an aerobics instructor.
With Richard Simmons
Let's
or
get
where?
Physical. I want to get physical.
Olivia?
That's why I didn't sing during Happy Birthday, because, I didn't want to upstage them, but now you've heard it. And what else? Aerobic certification. Did any of you guys? I posted the video, and it's on my Twitter feed. Which, by the way, follow me, please, won't you? Twitter.com/The Baub Show. Subscribe to me on Facebook. Facebook.com/Baub Show. BAUB, of course. I never say that, and but I have all you wonderful people. You guys are the kind of fan base that I want to be spoiled enough to have, because you guys have all been really awesome tonight in the chat room. Really nice, really good people, and I really appreciate that. And don't take yourselves for granted, because we see a lot of great people with not necessarily nice fans, and I'm really shocked and really pleasantly surprised at how nice the 100 Monkeys fans have been, literally for the last couple weeks, in promoting the show and doing everything else. And it's been nice to see you guys in the chat room tonight, and how friendly and nice, nobody annoyed me and made me stress out with spamming with questions. So again, I really appreciate that, especially when the chat room has been so full. But anyways, and as I was rambling, I posted this video of Howard Stern talking about Victoria Jackson and her crazy anti-gay people rant. It's really interesting. But I say this because, again, I like my show is celebrating the positive in people, and all through the 90s, I was very offended and turned off by a lot of the stuff Howard Stern said and did, especially because I'm fine with the shock. That wasn't my issue, but I thought a lot of it was irresponsible. And I have to say, I'm so impressed, especially with, he's probably single-handedly doing more for gay rights than I think a lot of people realize, just because of his demographic and his audience and the things that he says. And I want to applaud him, because there's a man who certainly does not get enough nice things said about him, because I think people still think he is the same person he was 20 years ago, and I think that's the reminder that we can all change, that we do change, we all evolve. And I know that he used to be, I don't think he was ever homophobic, but gay people were certainly the butt of his jokes, and he said some really great stuff in response to Victoria Jackson tonight. So I'm not going on the tangent of Victoria Jackson. I'm not going to talk about her, but instead I am celebrating. I think it's just really cool what Howard Stern said today on his show. So,
where did you post this again?
On my Twitter. So you can,
Okay.
So on my Twitter. Jamie Becker is asking me when you can download this on iTunes, and I am typing in about an hour after the show. And after that, I'm not going to pay any more attention to my direct messages, because I'm trying to finish out the show. But you guys, again, have all been so cool. Did you have fun tonight, Lisa?
I had a great time.
You were so quiet. Now, I don't know if you guys could hear, but she kept blowing her nose, so I had to keep turning down her microphone.
Yeah.
And if I had known, I would have had her, give me a signal before she was going to do it. Oy, oy, oy. Anyways, 100 Monkeys, they were awesome. It was a tough one, because they were, all five calling in. The two Bens are the only ones that were together on one phone. But hopefully you guys had fun, and it was a hard one to navigate, but they're really cool people.
You did a great job.
Thank you, Lisa.
Really,
That's
and
very nice
I
of you.
love them. They're really kind, and
I love them
I love
too.
their message.
I wish they hadn't come to LA last week. I wish they were coming to LA next week because I would be there in the front row next week.
You missed it. Really good show.
I did.
It was like the Beatles almost with their fans.
Well,
the way
it
they
sounds
were.
like it because their fans are really, really great. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they're going to be your fans from now on too. There you go.
I'll take one or two. Irina, thank you. Irina from Mexico. That was very nice of you, your message you just said. Thank you guys. This is it. I have one announcement. Next week's show. Are you ready for this? Next week's show is not going to be on Monday. Now, somebody that you guys have been after for a very long time, because I have a lot of Kelly Clarkson fans, is Graham Colton. So Graham Colton will be here, but we're doing the show on Sunday night at 6 p.m. So there will not be a show next Monday, but next Sunday at 6 p.m. I'm doing a special thing for Graham Colton because we're going to do some fun stuff. And so it's going to be next Sunday night. Graham Colton, right here on the Baub Show. You guys have been asking for him for a very long time. It's finally going to happen. So put it in your calendars. Tell people. Follow me on Twitter, and of course I'll remind you 100 times. But it'll be a fun way to spend Sunday night because normally we do this on Monday night. But and I'm not doing a show next Monday night. It'll just be the Sunday night show. So very, very excited about that. Again, Allison, happy birthday to you. Thank you for doing for getting us 100 Monkeys. They were fun. Again, fans, just awesome. Lisa, thank you for coming all this way to the Valley.
Thank you. It's not that far.
I know.
10 minutes.
But people act like it is.
Not bad. I don't mind it.
Shoot, I know.
Shoot.
Shoot, I know.
In your glorious, beautiful studio.
Shoot, I know. Thank you.
I love it.
I built it out myself. Have a great week, everybody. Sending you lots of good joy and energy. If you're in school, I hope all your tests go well and everything else. I've just been told by Lanny. By the way, can I send another big thank you to Lanny? She's the publicist for 100 Monkeys. She has been so generous and awesome in setting this up. And she just let me know the Monkeys will be back here May 21st.
Woohoo!
Guess where I'll be? May 21st. I'll be there. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Sunday night.
Be